Today's mini lesson is comma mini lesson number 4. And here we're going to use commas after introductory material. So let's take a look at our comma rule. Use a comma after most introductory words, phrases, or clauses. So let's take a look at introductory words. No, we don't need any. No is an introductory word, so we need the comma after it. Hey, give me your camera quickly before the kangaroo rat moves. Hey is again an introductory word. We need a comma after it. Smiling, the flight attendant greeted the passengers. Smiling in this sentence is our introductory word. Pay attention when a sentence starts with an ing verb like this. It often means that we're going to need a comma either directly after it or soon after it. Not always, but it's one of those kind of red flags that you know you need to slow down and check and make sure. So as introductory words, let's look at introductory phrases. Storing water in their roots, succulent desert plants survive dry periods. Storing water in their roots is our introductory phrase. Notice that storing, there's that ing, so that's set up a red flag, but I need the words that go with it. So I need water in their roots to go with the word storing, and then the comma goes after roots. Protected by thorns. Other plants keep their water supply from animals. Okay, our introductory phrase is protected by thorns. Here we have an ed verb at the start of the sentence. Again, another clue that we should probably look to see if we need a comma in a little while. And our last one, to conserve water, some plants drop their leaves. To conserve water is our introductory phrase, so we need a comma after it. Again, another flag to look for sentences that start with the word to, T-O. Often, not always, but often means we're going to need a comma coming up soon in the sentence. The other thing you can check to make sure that your comma placement is right is cover up the introductory phrase with your finger or with your hand and see if the remainder of the sentence makes sense. So let's look at the first one. Go ahead, put your finger over or your hand over the screen or a piece of paper and just put it over the underlined part and look at what's left. Succulent desert plants survive dry periods. That can be a sentence by itself. Okay? Now, if we move the comma and let's say we put the comma after the word water. Now cover up storing water. In their roots, succulent desert plants survive dry periods. That doesn't really make sense. So we don't want to put the comma after water. We need to choose where it makes the most sense. We need to make sure our entire phrase is grouped together, and so we need the comma after roots. And this works for all of them. Now let's just jump to the third one. Cover up that introductory phrase. And notice, some plants drop their leaves could be a complete sentence. Okay. Now what would happen though if you put the comma after conserve? Cover up to conserve. Water, some plants drop their leaves. Nope. That doesn't make sense. That sounds weird. So we know that the comma doesn't go after the word conserve. So this is just a little tip to help you figure out where to actually place that comma when you have one coming up in your sentence. And again, if your sentence starts with an ing verb or an ed verb or the word to, it's usually a red flag that there is a comma coming up. Okay, so that's introductory phrases. Let's look at one more. Let's look at introductory adverb clauses. Very, very similar to the introductory phrases. Remember, an adverb tells us to what extent. So adverb clauses are going to tell us when or where, to what extent. So when the wind blows constantly, rocks are eroded into unusual shapes. When the wind blows constantly is an adverb clause. It's answering our question when it happens, and so we need a comma after the word constantly. Second one, although the alarm has gone off, the police arrived too late. Although is a good indicator, again, another red flag word, that there's a good chance you're going to need a comma coming up soon in the sentence. Same rule too applies. If you cover up that introductory adverb clause, the remainder of the sentence still makes sense. The police arrived too late. Take your time with these. Make sure that you're looking for those red flag words to start your sentences. And as always, if you have any questions, please let me know.